won the World Cup, but let's be honest, Argentina lost it. And they didn't just lose it on July 19th. They lost it over the last 3 years, piece by piece, and we all just watched the final domino fall. Really fails. Because Argentina didn't just lose this World Cup in one night. They lost it over the last 3 years through aging legs, missed opportunities, and a refusal to let go of a team that already has reached the summit. This wasn't just a football match. It was the end of an era. It's July 19th, the World Cup final, Argentina versus Spain. More than 80,000 fans inside MetLife Stadium, billions watching around the world. For 90 minutes, neither side could find the breakthrough. Argentina's press disrupted Spain's rhythm. Spain controlled stretches of possession, but struggled to create a clear chance. Every tackle felt massive. Every save felt season-defining. It looked like a type of match Argentina had built its reputation on. Disciplined, patient, waiting for one decisive moment. Then came the extra time. Spain thought they had the breakthrough when Mika Williams found the back of the net. VAR intervened. Foul in the buildup. No goal. Argentina escaped. For a moment, it felt like their destiny was on their side again. Then everything changed. The clock reached the 106th minute. Ferran Torres received the ball on the left side of the penalty area. One touch, a quick adjustment, then a curling strike into the top corner. No goalkeeper in the world was reaching it. 1-0 Spain. Silence from one half of the stadium. Pure celebration from the other. Argentina suddenly had just minutes to save their World Cup. Instead, the situation unraveled even further. Enzo Fernandez was shown a red card, reducing Argentina to 10 men during the closing stages. Their frustration boiled over the final whistle. Players surrounded officials, protesting decisions. Emotion spilled onto the pitch. Then came one of the most striking images of the whole tournament. As Spain celebrated with the World Cup trophy, several Argentine players stood with their backs turned during the portions of a ceremony, a visual that instantly spread around the world. Back home in Buenos Aires, grief replaced celebration. Crowds gathered, expecting a miracle that never came. For Argentina, look at this final and say football is cruel. One goal, one mistake, one magic strike decides everything. And that's true. But I think the real story started years before the kickoff, because Argentina didn't just lose this final on July 19th. They lost it little by little. Go back to 2022. Argentina conquered the world in Qatar. Messi completed the greatest story football has ever written. The celebrations were deserved. The emotions were unforgettable. But underneath the perfect ending was a difficult reality. The core of that championship team was already getting older. Messi was in his mid-30s. Di Maria, Otamendi, several key contributors were already entering the final chapters of their international careers. Winning covered those concerns. Success often does. Then came Copa America. Argentina lifted another trophy. But the victories became harder. Matches became tighter. Margins became thinner. The dominance wasn't quite the same. The warning signs were there. People just didn't want to see them. Between 2024 and 2026, Argentina faced its biggest challenge, replacing legends. And that's something football has never made easy. Messi remained brilliant. His vision, his passing, his intelligence, none of that disappeared. But international football asks for something different every 4 years. It asks you to run, to press, to recover, to survive 90 or 120 minutes against younger legs. At 39, even the greatest player cannot carry an entire nation forever. The next generation was supposed to share that responsibility. Instead, too much rested on Messi. And eventually that burden became impossible. The tactical battle told the same story. Spain didn't necessarily dominate possession every minute. What they dominated were the spaces that mattered. Whenever Argentina tried to find Messi between the lines, Spain had another body waiting. Rodri controlled the midfield. Pedri constantly closed the passing lanes. Messi kept dropping deeper just to touch the ball. Every step backward meant one less dangerous touch near the goal. Meanwhile, Spain's attack represents football's future. Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, young, fearless, explosive. Every attack forced Argentina's experienced defenders to defend huge spaces. That wasn't just around tactics. It was about roster construction. Spain built a team for 2026. Argentina tried to extend one built for 2022. That's an important difference. One side planned for tomorrow, the other hoped yesterday could last just a little longer. And here's the thing. We've seen this movie here before. Germany won the World Cup in 2014. 4 years later, they crashed out in the group stage. Spain dominated world football. Then 2014 happened. The Netherlands dismantled them. The dynasty collapsed almost overnight. Italy won in 2006. By 2010, they couldn't even escape the group stage. Champions often believe one more run is possible. Sometimes it is. More often time, it catches them before they even realize it's happening. How do you tell your greatest players it's time? How do you tell icons that the next generation needs the spotlight? Most federations don't. They keep believing. They keep hoping. Sometimes hope works. Sometimes it gets you to another final. But hope alone rarely wins another World Cup. Argentina came incredibly close. One goal separated them from penalties. One moment separating them from another miracle. But football doesn't reward almost. It rewards preparation. Spain prepared for this moment. Argentina tried to recreate an old one. So where does Argentina go from here? For Lionel Messi, this almost certainly marks the final chapter of an extraordinary World Cup journey. For a teenage prodigy, to heartbreak, to redemption, to champion. Few careers in any sport have matched what he has accomplished. His legacy doesn't change because of one defeat. He is still one of the greatest athletes the game has ever seen. But every era reaches its final whistle. For Spain, though, this feels like the beginning. A talented core, young stars entering their prime. For experienced leaders, still capable of guiding the next generation. This wasn't just a championship. It could be a foundation for something even bigger. Maybe we'll look back years from now and realize this wasn't simply Spain winning the World Cup. It was the exact moment one football era ended and another finally began. Because sometimes history doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it whispers. And by the time you recognize it, a trophy is already in someone else's hands. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports. And let me know in the comments, was this simply Spain's night, or was it the inevitable end of Argentina's golden generation?